Hello, welcome back to another video with Average Guy's Garage. Well, the 2001 Dakota has been sitting for, I've started it every month or so, but it hasn't been running for, it's been, okay. It's been running but not drivable because of the wheel bearings. I had a little short video before where I was asking for help about these wheel bearings, but I actually had to end up taking it to mechanic shop and they replaced the front wheel bearings. So now the truck is drivable again. It's passed inspection, but since it's been sitting up for that 12 months, it has developed a squeak up in the engine. Below 1200 RPM, the squeak goes away, but when you accelerate any load on the engine, it squeaks. I'm hoping that it's just this right here is an idler wheel. I'm hoping it's just that. It could be this tensioner wheel here, and that's on your thing. That's this one right here. You see a little symbol clockwise to loosen it on the tensioner. And this is the one here that I've purchased to replace. So we're going to see if that's going to make the difference. Make sure that you either have this printed out or it's on your truck so you know how to put the belt back on. I'm going to try to just take the belt off of here without unwinding everything, but if it falls and gets lost, gets loose, then we'll know how to put it back on. So the nut, I've already put the wrench in here, is a 15 millimeter that fits on the tensioner. Do that clockwise and you'll be able to lift this belt off here. And this is the replacement part right here. Idler pulley. And there it is. It has a bolt that goes through the middle and presses against here on this middle part so the rest of it can spin freely. It takes a 14 millimeter on the bolt that's on the idler pulley right here. So we'll get that loose, put the new one on, turn it on and see if it still squeaks. Well, as it goes in the Average Guy's Garage, the only law is Murphy's Law. I loosened up the nut with the open end of the wrench. It fell out of my hands, fell down into the cowl area, fan shroud, and I can't reach it because it went into a little plastic recess area. So I have to now remove the fan guard to get the tool, but in the end it'll give me more room to do the work. So arg. Okay, the fan guard is off. It has just 3 bolts holding it. There's one right here, one right there, one down on this side. This is the battery side I'm showing right now. And then there's these little clips that holds it in place at the bottom. So that's out. See if I can get to this wrench now. Hard to see it, but it's down in there. That little silver part is part of the wrench. Slid in behind the electrical fan. But I should be able to reach it now. Here's the old idler pulley off now. I can't tell, it still seems to be turning all right, but you never know under load. So we'll put the new one on. Have a little more room to see now. it goes right here. The bolt that came off was this right here. So I'll clean this up a little bit right here, and then we'll put it back together with the new one. Alright, the new idle tensioner is on. Spins freely. Now I'll just work this belt back on, put the fan shroud back on. We'll start her up. Alright, the Serpentine belt is back on. It's facing the right way, following our guidelines here. Now, the way I found the easiest to do it was to loop it around everything except for the idler pulley. I left that, the belt was about right here across the idler pulley. Then when I used the wrench to slacken it with the tensioner pulley, I was able to push it down underneath the idler pulley. And you see there's no, each of the other wheels has a lip on it that you have to get over, but the idler pulley doesn't, so it seemed easier to just get the slack and then slide it on the idler pulley that way. Next thing, I'll put the fan shroud back on, start her up. Alright, well, it's back together and running, but as you can hear, it still has that high pitch. I believe that high pitch is the idler pulley. The one right here. Not, well, the tensioner pulley, I mean, not the idler pulley. So I'm going to have to now go get that pulley, put it in. Fortunately, that one's half the price of the idler pulley. Alright, finish up the video when that's done.